Episode 33, Bringing Back the Dead Callers. Night at the station. The kind of night where the coffee tastes like it died 3 shifts ago, and my cigarettes got more burn than the transmitter. I was drifting the dial, not looking for trouble, just trying to stay awake. That's when I found it. A frequency that shouldn't exist. Not static, not dead air. It was alive, with the dead. The first voice I heard was unmistakable. Art Bell. Not the ghost of him. Not some scratchy tape from the Coast to Coast archives. Art live. Talking like the King of Midnight always did. Bigfoot, UFOs, conspiracies, cryptids. He spun it like the weird was normal and the normal was the real freak show. But before he was the master of midnight, Art was just another voice spinning records at K-Dawn in Salinas. Richard N Watsonville was there too, working the sales side. Most folks never knew that about him, but Richard never forgot. And just as I thought of him, his voice cracked through the static, like he was calling in one more time for old sake. The dial shifted, and suddenly the airwaves shook. Rush Limbaugh hit the speakers like a hammer. Nobody owned talk radio like Rush. KSCO's crown jewel. The way he cut callers down, the way he filled the room with authority. It was bigger than politics. It was performance. Talk radio hasn't been the same since. But on that lost frequency, Rush was still rolling, larger than life, like he never left. Between his words came another crackle. Big Gun Gordy. Sounded like he was hauling iron just to lift the receiver. Every story was about a weapon so oversized it needed wheels. And even from beyond, Gordy was still bragging, louder than the thunder and the static. Then came a steadier signal. Don Husing. You didn't mistake Don for anyone else. He was the voice you heard between Rush's tirades, traffic, weather, news, a radio vet through and through, KSCO, KGHT, KMBY, KSLO, and KOMY. Ran the boards clean, never flinched. Hearing him again was like stepping back into the control room of another era, where the clock was always ticking and Don never missed a beat. The line popped again, sharp as a cough. The great Ben, full of himself, and just like always. He called himself great, but half the audience disagreed. Didn't matter, Ben thought he was right about everything, and he was ready to argue it one more time, even from 6 feet under. Another turn of the dial and a lighter laugh slipped through. Dr. Corey Gould. Didn't matter his time at KSCO was brief. He had the kind of wit that stuck. Listeners loved him for it. Even now he sounded like he was cutting through the darkness with a grin you could hear. Then the storm rolled in. Dr. Bill Wattenberg. Formerly KGO. Later KSCO. Sharp as broken glass, brutal on liberals, merciless with fools. And when a caller really crossed him, he'd hit them with his signature line, accusing them of sniffing dingleberries. It was crude, sure, but Bill didn't throw it around lightly. He only used it when the caller deserved it, and on this phantom broadcast, plenty still did. The frequency shivered, and another voice broke in. Millie, from Aptos. Abrasive, cutting, never warm, but always there. Asa, same story, a familiar edge, the kind of voice you didn't forget even if you tried. They weren't cozy. They weren't sweet. But the air felt empty without them. Then silence. A long, heavy pause that pressed against the speakers. And that's when he spoke. Mr. Logic. The man who built his show on puzzles and games, teasing the minds of the intellectual crowd. Except this time, the riddle wasn't fun. It was the question of why, one day, his show never began. He spoke cool and clever, same as always, and then the line dropped. the mystery unsolved. I sat there, listening. The frequency didn't care if you were host or caller, legend or loudmouth. It brought them all back. One night, one station, reminding me that radio waves don't die. They just wait, bouncing around the atmosphere like voices in a bottle. All it takes is one fool with cold coffee and a cigarette to stumble across them. I shut the dial down. Didn't matter. The voices kept ringing in my head anyway. And like always, I'll leave you with a poem. They spoke from the static, from night's broken thread. The hosts and the callers, the gone but not dead. Their voices still echo the words they all said. And that's why I don't trust rotary phones. Until next time, your detective, Billy Armi.